Hi everyone, it's Denise from Dobby Books. Welcome back. It's Saturday, May 17th, and I had commencement this morning at 9 a.m. I was up at 5:30 though, so it's been a long day. Anyway, I'm going to probably at the end of this video show you some little snapshots of how the day's events went. And you know what's interesting? This is what happens when you get older. Okay, and you have a few kids. I went to the bathroom twice before we left this morning. Then we got to the campus. And as soon as I found my group, my English group, I said, "Where's the bathroom?" They showed me where it was, which was just a ridiculously long distance. And there was one bathroom, and there was a long line. And of course, I'm towards the back, and everybody who went into this one bathroom, whether they were male or female, took a while because what they were doing is they'd go in the bathroom, take off their gown, do what they had to do, put their gown back on, make sure it looked right, and then they'd come out. And after, a few people had done this, I was sort of talking to the people, the two ladies in front of me, and the lady behind me, and I said, maybe it would be easier if we just took off our gown, put it out here, went to the bathroom. Once we're done, come right back out, and then we can fuss and everything with our gowns. And I don't know if the young ladies who were a few people ahead of me heard this, but one or two of them started taking off their gowns. I didn't mean to do that. And it went a little bit faster, but of course it figured by the time it was my turn, the couple of people that were behind me gave up and said, "That's it, I'm going to go," because they already started walking to the prep area before they were going to walk out for the graduate walk, when you walk to sit in your chairs. But I had to go. There's just no way I was going to be able to last through the ceremony unless I went. So as the last person, finally, I had already taken off my gown. I get into the bathroom, take care of what I have to take care of, went outside, and I went to put my gown back on, but I mistakenly, did it like a jacket, like whoosh it over me, and then to put it through to slip my arms through it, and I knocked my hat off. And that's not good because, as you remember, with those hats, they don't stay on. And if you have some sort of do going on here, it can be a very intricate thing. I really didn't have the time. I really needed to hustle. So I put my gown back on. I kind of fidgeted with my hat, trying to find the bobby pins in this hair, trying to find my bobby pins in this hair. And as I'm fussing with it, as I'm walking back to the area, I finally found out where everybody was, and I came in the wrong way. So where I entered was actually the opposite end. So when I was walking down as quickly as I could to where I needed to go, I'm staring at the line of graduates waiting to do the walk. So they're watching me walk toward them. And these lovely people, as I'm walking by, going, "Oh, congratulations. Oh, congratulations." It's so funny. It's like, I feel stupid. So I get there. As soon as I cut my way through the other graduates and join up with my group, boom, music starts. Now we have to go for the walk. So now we walk out to the commencement and everything's lovely. I don't know how far into the preliminaries, the intros and the speeches. I don't know how long into that I was before I realized I got to go again. This is a story of my life, people. Okay, and and here goes the overthinking part. Well, if I go now, am I going to be able to find? I have to go to that same bathroom that's so far away. There shouldn't be a line now. I should be able to get there. 3 minutes. I think maybe. Oh no, it'll take me 3 minutes to get there. This is going on in my head as I'm trying to, you know. And I said, no, let's wait just a couple minutes and let's see if you still think you need to go. So this is repeating itself. And I'm looking at the program, like, where are we in the program? Am I going to have enough time? And I figured at a certain point, go now or it'll be too late. And it was between the time, there were two people who were getting honorary degrees. The first one had gotten hers and she made a lovely speech. And the second person was due up, and then they were going to have another person talk, and then they were going to start the the commencement, so the graduates. And I figured they're doing this in alphabetical order. Art's going to go first. So I quietly walk out of my aisle and come out a little side door, and I ask one of the guards that's there, I'm looking for a bathroom. And he says it's on the opposite end over there. And I knew exactly what building he was referring to. Thank you. So I'm kind of walking, hustling, trying to find my way, trying to walk around all the way around. I'm on the opposite end that I have to walk. I get there, I get into the bathroom, and guess what? There's a line. But it moved faster. And I'm thinking, looking at the watch. No, don't look at your watch. You just gotta, you just gotta stay relaxed. Don't get yourself stressed out. There's nothing you can do. You'll deal with this as it goes. So I finally get there, but I can't really leave my gown anywhere. So I've got to walk into the stall, take off the gown in the stall. I was very careful with the hat. Got out of the stall, gown back on, the whole spiel, and back out I go. As soon as I get out in the area, I hear them calling names. So they're starting to hand out there's the degrees, the diplomas. I'm like, oh no. And I'm listening. It's like, okay, hustle. And instead of going all the way back around, I actually was behind the stage at this point. And thank goodness, one of the higher ups there, that I don't know whether it was one of the professors, whatever, was kind of sneaking out that way. I guess maybe he had to go to the bathroom. And I said, can I sneak in here? Can I come in? Yeah, sure, go ahead. Yay. So I got in and I sort of hustled trying to find I couldn't find the aisle I was sitting on. And I'm terrible. My memory sucks. It's just terrible. I'm looking, going, where's my group? Where's my group? Oh my God, I hope my group didn't get called up. They didn't. I'm sitting there. And there really was plenty of time. I thought they were doing it in alphabetical order, not quite. And in the meantime, my son is texting me, all my kids live out of state. Is it your turn yet? Have you gone up yet? No. And I'm texting them, letting them know I'm in the English group. Look for the English group. Long story short, they finally call my name. And this is the icing on the cake. They called my name. I walked up there. I shook the president's hand. And in that moment, I put my little, my school emblem, the little hard copy thingy they gave you, to smile. And just as I was doing that, the next girl's name shows up at the bottom of the screen. So all the pictures of me is me with somebody else's name underneath. So that just sort of made me laugh. I was like, wow, after all that. So it's very funny to me. So that was my day. And my sister treated us to lunch, a lovely little place close by. And we had a lovely conversation. And now I'm back home and I'm back in my jeans and a comfy, one of my Henley tops, which I love, and my Crocs. I'm good. And I'm going to take a picture. I don't know if I can show you my cap and gown. Let's see. I'm going to turn this around and maybe you'll see my cap and gown hanging on the door. There we go. There's the cap and gown. Wait a minute. There it is. So I've got to find a home for that. Eventually I will. Just for now, I want it there so it's out of the way. Let me put this back. I know my husband asked me, how does it feel to be, you finally did this, you're finally a college graduate. And I think my brain is still trying to wrap itself around that reality. I think what was the most moving moment for me in the ceremony was after we all got our, I'm going to say diplomas, they're degrees. After we all got our degrees, there's that moment where the speaker says, gives you the what's the word, the prompt or the cue. Say, now get your tassels and turn them to the left. I just wanted to cry my eyes out. Look at that, I'm getting emotional now. Is this something, I guess it's something I always wanted to do, and I finally got to do it. It was great. So yeah, I'm happy. Now that I've gone through that, I don't have a lot of things to tell you that I'm reading. I am reading, but I already showed these to you. I'm still working on A House with Good Bones by T. Kingfisher, and I got the idea for reading this book from Pat with Book Chat with Pat. I'm about halfway through. It's getting good. It's like a paranormal story, which I love. And then a book that I'm reading that one of my classmates in my English class, she is a creative writing major. She has written, she's published one book, and the one that she wrote for her capstone, she will be publishing. This one is called Silent Flame. It's by Caroline Nelson. And the only place I have found it is on Amazon. I think it's because it was self-published. Hers deals with fantasy and world building. And I have enjoyed it so far. And like I said, this is not really my genre, but I have enjoyed her writing. I think she does an excellent job, and I truly wish her the best because I think she's a very talented writer. And then I'm going to show you what I encountered, may I use that word? What I encountered at Barnes and Noble. And it is all the same book, but each one is in a different format. So the first one is the 10th anniversary edition of An Indigenous Peoples' History of the United States by Roxanne Dunbar Ortiz. And this, it says here, I'll give you a little summary. The Chronicle of the United States has often been told from the perspective of the white Europeans who invaded it, with the voices of the indigenous people already living on the land drowned out or all but erased from the history books. Dunbar Ortiz amplifies the voices of those native peoples who existed long before the arrival of white colonists and brings to the fore the legacy of the centuries-long genocidal program against those who once lived on this land. And I liked this. Like I said, I like to collect stories of American history that are coming from various perspectives. And I knew I'd like this one. Well, wouldn't you know, I didn't find this book first. What I found first was a young people's version of the book. And I thought, ooh, this always just does it for me. I find something that is a young people's version of a more grown-up edition of it, and I got to have those too. I just got to have them. So I got this first, and I think this is fabulous that they've written this for young people, and they've provided illustrations, and just lovely. You know, how they format things in a young people's version to help them understand. I want to find something else. And they put these little information boxes in there. I think this is lovely. So I got this to go with this. And surprise, surprise, guess what else I found? I can't believe I found all three at the same store. I found the same book in graphic novel format. Is that great? I mean, what a lucky day that I got all three. This is fabulous. And as I've been getting more and more graphic novels, I'm beginning to notice the different styles and just the different way that they're presenting a story and why they choose to use certain text boxes and colors. It's really been helping me a lot to better appreciate the graphic novels. So here is my 3-book collection of the same title. And I'm going to add this to my, what I want to call them. I call my collections or something along those lines. This is my new edition, and I'm very happy with that. And that's all I have to show you, everybody. Obviously, I didn't go to my library sales or anything like that because I was busy this weekend, but also working on getting all those final papers out the door. I think yesterday I finally finished up my historiography essay and the reflection that they wanted in addition to that. And so I'm done. And I'm not going to go to summer school. I almost did, but I thought to myself, what are you doing? What are you doing? You need a break. So I'm going to take my summer off, catch up on those housekeeping projects that I've had to put aside because I didn't have the time. And I also know that I'm going to be going through my closets and my drawers and purging things that I don't use, whatever. This is what I do. Okay, this is when I've got time on my hands. I start going through every nook and cranny and making sure it's cleaned out, cleared out, organized, reorganized, and I'm good. And I'm just this happy person. So that's what I'll be spending my next few weeks on. And finally, I'll do more reading. I'll finally be able to look at all those tags I got tagged in and see how many of them I can do. It'll be so nice. I feel like I have been away from all of you. It sounds kind of weird, even though I've been recording every week. But all of you have been so gung-ho and doing these fabulous reading projects that I've been thinking, wow, I'm really looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to that. So now I finally get to do it. So thank you, everybody. I know some of you already sent me congratulations and everything, and I want to thank you. Truly, truly thank you. have such a great love for all of you. Um, and I very much appreciate your friendship and your kindness and your love. So take care, everyone. Bye bye.